All right, so we're continuing, and it's all about the pumpkin here at home, sweet home in the Cup of Joe Kitchen studio. And guys, pumpkin, as I've been telling you, really an ingredient that we take for granted a bit too much. So I am trying my best to make pumpkin the star of my show in the kitchen. Let the ingredient pop. And it's such a beautiful ingredient. I am doing a dish that I actually did on Cup of Joe for Myron B. Myron B, for those of you, the incredible Myron B. Myron B will be here tasting everything that we put on offer on the show tonight.
Yes.
Myron B eats nothing. Myron don't eat butter.
No.
Myron don't eat cream.
No.
Myron don't eat meat. Myron. So how are we cooking for Myron tonight? He is vegan. So he doesn't eat much things at all. So I had to come up with a dish for him. And I did this pumpkin roasted pasta, a roasted pumpkin pasta. And really, when I did it, you know I'm a meat mouth, but I was very shocked at how good this dish really tasted and came out, because the pumpkin really, when you roast pumpkin, it intensifies. When you roast anything, but it intensifies the flavor. Look at that, that's roasted pumpkin. And I'm really showing you how I got it like this. Easy peasy, guys. This is not hard whatsoever. Simple recipe to roll out, big bold flavors. And all you do is dice some pumpkin as equally as you can. Spread it on a baking sheet. And at this stage, all you need to do is season it. Salt, pepper. I just want some paprika in there for some good measure. Paprika is a spice that I really like. And it's something that I think when you use it, you can't help but try to use it in most things that you do. So you kind of just get that evenly seasoned and drizzle some olive oil all around as much as you can. Just drizzle some olive oil and you get this in the oven, guys. Kind of mix it all together. Don't be afraid to use your hands, as I said. Just make sure they're washed. And you put this in the oven and roast for about 30 minutes or until it gets all nice and browned. And then it looks something like this, right? So I am ready to start rolling this recipe out. I have all my ingredients. I have a nice hot pan here. I have used some penne pasta. You can use any type of pasta you want, but when you look at the penne, there's some ridges in the penne that when you're doing a tossed pasta like this, the ridges kind of hold and grabs the flavor of whatever you're doing. So I really like to use penne pasta when I can. I have some olive oil, as I told you, that I'm going to start at the base of my pan. Nice hot pan, kind of there. So there, I'm starting with onions. Yeah, onions starting to get all fragrant in the kitchen. When you smell the onions, you know that's time that the onions is doing what it needs to do to flavor that oil and flavor the dish that you're about to do. I have some mushrooms. This dish really comes together very quickly, so work with me. Some sliced button mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Most of my dishes, if you start looking at the dishes I do, I try to include mushrooms as much as I can, whatever I do, because of how much I just love mushrooms. That starts. Once the mushrooms and onions start coming together, each ingredient, you kind of allow it to take about a minute, just to let the ingredients kind of get to know each other, saute up together. I have some garlic. For those of you who follow Cup of Joe know that I don't chop garlic. I have this magical tool, my friend, the garlic press. I press my garlic out, all nice and pressed and minced there for me, and I get my garlic in going there. At this stage, guys, I want to season, so I have salt, just a little salt, a little pepper. I season in layers, so I'm seasoning up my vegetables at this point. I have some paprika, some oregano, and a little spice, little chili flakes that I will add there. Allow the spices to kind of toast up there. With the vegetables, you got to start to smell the spices. When you start smelling the spices, you know, yeah, you're coming together. At this stage, you can add some fresh rosemary, thyme, those kind of herby, woodsy kind of flavors kind of go well with it. So just a little bit of fresh thyme can go in there at that point. And trust me, the aroma that you're getting here is amazing. So that's just about good. As I said, no more than 2 to 3 minutes. This dish kind of comes together very, very quickly. I am adding my boiled pasta straight in here. And at this stage, I just toss the pasta with all those wonderful vegetables, mushrooms, onions, and all my seasonings. At this stage, guys, just for good measure, olive oil is such a lovely ingredient. I could just toss some olive oil over that pasta there and get it all mixed in. Get it all mixed in there. Now it's time for the star of the show. Roasted pumpkin joins in with the fun and is tossed with the pasta to bring that flavor even more alive, guys. I have some feta cheese, but just before I do the feta cheese, as the pasta went in, always remember, and that's how I kind of remember. So as I add a layer of ingredients, I remember, okay, seasoning layers. And sometimes you taste as you go along just to make sure you're not over seasoning. But I've done this dish, as I said, when my review was on the show. So I know that the pasta will absorb the seasoning really, really, really well. So yeah, you season, you get all your seasoning, salt, pepper, I have oregano, paprika, and you pull that together. And just at the end, I have some feta cheese. And I'm sprinkling this feta cheese. Feta cheese is just that type of Mediterranean kind of vibes. And it goes well with vegetables, I think, sometimes. And brings vegetables alive. And you toss that kind of thing together. Feta cheese. My finishing touch to this dish is just a touch of Parmesan cheese. Yeah, so I get a little cheesy just to the end. And just for good measure, adding my fresh herbs to the end. I have some fresh thyme that I just want to toss to the dish. Guys, this dish is ready to go. And the plate, a lovely white plate. And I just really want to take this. This is rustic, good old home, sweet home cooking. All the ingredients that you have at home. Toss it in here. Pick up some pumpkin. And guys, just like that, you have a lovely hearty dish. My roasted pumpkin pasta. It's a dish that I grew to love. I'm a meat mouth, but the first time I did it, I fell in love.